Welcome back to the Daily Dean. So, there should be a running anime. This is going to be my video essay on why running and cross country and track and distance running has all the fixings for an awesome, sports anime. Because, this is a tidbit. If you say that running isn't a sport, that's silly. So, that aside. What does running have to offer in an anime? You have competition between people against other schools. In my team, we have another school that we like to say that we're competing against because they're in our district, in our section, in our league or whatever, and we want to beat them, smash their skulls, or I'm a little graphic, but smash them. Period. And in the young groups, I remember our coach was saying that this year there would be some people who would be joining, one person who would be joining varsity from junior varsity. And as I'm a part of junior varsity, lots of people, a handful of people, were all competing against each other to be a varsity. If you're watching this and you're part of my team, hello. Now, that would be a cool little tidbit. Now, if considering that, what if schools sabotaged another school? That would be a cool little arc about infiltrating our school, or the protagonist school, MC, and destroying their equipment, destroying their shoes, destroying their track, destroying their bus, I don't know, whatever. And you have another arc related to that where they infiltrate the other school because they were all, buttheads and whatnot. So, that little sabotage, I think that would be an awesome trope to include. Now, persistence, easily important there. Running is a little grueling from my own personal experience, but seeing that animated, seeing another person working really hard and maybe even failing, because if they're persistent but they don't get to where they want to be, that would be a cool little tidbit to see a character go through. Because imagine you're putting in 100%. You don't actually have to run to know what it's like to put in 100% to get somewhere, to be somewhere, to want something or aspire to some goal. But if you don't make it, it's going to hurt. Now, imagine that applied to running, which is the same sentiment. You might cry, right? You put in all your effort, but you don't get to where you want to be. I want to see that happen. I want to see somebody fail and then get back up. Because that's what's important in running as well. This is a little tidbit for my teammates watching this. Persistence is important. Keep going no matter what, because nobody but yourself can control you. So if you keep giving 100%, that's all you can do, no matter what. So, dealing with that. Now, injuries. Injuries would be an also interesting little object to be in our protagonist or our team's way, because if somebody gets hurt and it's whoa, a day before a big meet, what's that going to do to the entire, team structure, to the competition, to be racing and to be running and whatnot. Now, injuries is just a little tidbit there. Now, victories. What if our entire team got a huge victory? A big arc leading up from training, from, a big, riding up to a meet, all these other, developments that eventually lead to our team or the protagonist team making it to the top. Wouldn't that be a cool, satisfying thing to see? You see your characters grow from whatever measly little, meat bags they were to the Adonis is, whatever, of running gods. So that would be a cool little thing to include there. Pasta feeds. Pasta feeds are these parties, we're the only parties that I'm invited to, where we eat pasta in order to load in preparation for a big race. Usually we did. Now we're not partying anymore, but point being, pasta feeds are this awesome time to collaborate or to hang out and to talk, which could lead to our characters developing their high school lives. Because this is my case, imagining they're high schoolers. Imagine them developing into whatever kind of people, talking about classes, talking about girls, boys, people they like or whatever, talking about, the meet, talking about their, driving, whatnot, whatever. That would be an interesting little development to have there. Now, race faces, like this one, is from October of 2019, and this is where you can see I was going down a hill and my cheeks are really puffed out and you can see the contours of my chin, because race faces, I have nothing else to say, but they're entertaining to see after, post race. And so, can you agree? But finally, this is a cool little tidbit that I think would be cool to include. Steaming. There was one time I was hot enough to actually, evaporate the sweat coming off my skin. And my friends told me, whoa, watch. And I'm like, whoa, what's happening? And so, along with some other teammates of mine, the sweat came off, in little gas steamy clouds. And they didn't record it, or I don't have footage of it, but I would think that's a really cool thing to animate. Not really something in anime itself, like a trope, but like a person literally steaming from their sweat. Like, that's just awesome. That's too cool. So that's why a running anime would be integral to the genre, possibly even game changing. So thank you, and that's all I have to say. So have a great weekend. Bye.